Hello students. Now in this video we are going to discuss about the role of hormone in the homeostasis, that is the role of the hormone as messengers and regulators. So role of hormone as messenger and regulator. So hormone as messenger, that is hypothalamic, hypophyseal, that is pituitary axis, hypothalamus, okay, is a part of forebrain. Its hypothalamic nuclei, that is mass of gray matter containing neurons, okay, these are located in white matter in the floor of the third ventricle of the brain. Okay, the neuron, that is the neurosecretory cell of the hypothalamic nuclei, secrete some hormones, okay, and these hormones are called the neurohormones, or these are also known as the releasing factors, okay, and these releasing factors are released into the blood. The neurohormones, okay, are carried to the anterior lobe of the pituitary gland, that is hypophysis, by a pair of hypophyseal portal veins. In pituitary gland hypophysis, the neurohormones stimulate it to release various hormones. Okay, hence the neurohormones are also called releasing factors. Okay. Now hormone as regulators, okay, so feedback control is also there, okay, which is played by the hormones. So homeostasis means keeping the internal environment of the body constant, okay, so hormone help in maintaining internal environment of the body. When the secretion of the hormone is under the control of factor or other hormones, it is called feedback control. Okay, the regulation of secretion of thyroxine from the thyroid gland is an example of such feedback control mechanism. Now feedback control is of two type, okay, so one is positive feedback control and another is negative feedback control. Under positive feedback control, if level of thyroxine is less than the normal limit in the blood, thyroxine level stimulate the hypothalamus to secrete more TRH, okay, that is thyroid releasing hormone, okay, thyroid stimulating hormone, okay. So now releasing hormone, okay, thyroid stimulating releasing hormone is stimulated, the secretion is stimulated, okay, which results in the increase of the secretion of the thyroid stimulating hormone, okay. Now these in turn stimulate the increased secretion of thyroxine. Such regulatory effect is called the positive feedback control. So here we can understand that if the level of the amount of the thyroid hormone is less, then the uh, thyroid releasing hormone, okay, that is thyroid releasing hormone is released, and then this thyroid releasing hormone triggers the pituitary gland, and pituitary gland will release the thyroid stimulating hormone, as you can see in the picture, and it will in turn trigger the thyroid gland to produce more thyroxine, okay. So this is positive feedback control. Now negative feedback control, the thyrotropin releasing hormone, that is TRP, okay, that is thyrotropin releasing hormone or thyroid releasing hormone, okay. So from the hypothalamus stimulate the anterior lobe of the pituitary gland to secrete the thyroid stimulating hormone. The thyroid stimulating hormone in turn stimulate the thyroid gland to secrete thyroxine. High amount of thyroxine in the blood exerts an inhibitory effect on the hypothalamus in such a way that less of the thyrotropin releasing hormone and thyroid stimulating hormone is produced respectively. That means if more thyroxine is present, then it will cause inhibitory effect. Okay, and in response to that, the hypothalamus will lower the production of thyrotropin releasing hormone, and due to lowering of the thyrotropin releasing hormone, the reduced amount of thyroid stimulating hormone take place. Okay, high amount of thyroxine in the blood exerts inhibitory effect. Okay, and it produces this eventually result in a decreased amount of the thyroxine. When this effect goes on, this releases the release of the thyroxine is also reduced. Okay, and this particular feedback control is called the negative feedback control. Okay, so only minute difference is there. Okay, so in positive, what is happening? If less amount of thyroid hormone or thyroxine is produced, then the least amount of thyroxine will trigger hypothalamus. Okay, and in turn there will be release of thyroid releasing hormone or thyrotropin releasing hormone. Okay, and this will trigger the pituitary gland to release thyroid stimulating hormone, which in turn act on the thyroid gland to produce more of the thyroxine. Now if thyroxine is excess in amount, okay, for negative feedback, if thyroxine is more in amount, then what will happen? The signal will be generated in the hypothalamus, and hypothalamus will produce least amount of the TRH, that is thyroid releasing hormone or thyrotropin releasing hormone, and this will in turn affect the pituitary gland to release the least amount of thyroid stimulating hormone, and in turn it will cause the least release of the thyroxine from the thyroid gland. Okay, so this will reduce the amount of thyroxine in the blood. Okay, so in this way, this mechanism is the negative feedback control. Okay, so with this we conclude the lesson.